Dr. Wadhwa sir has joined. Krishna Mac, Dr. Wadhwa sir has joined. सही?
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. I'm very happy to see you here with immediate
Yes.
condition. So
Actually, we are traveling and we are moving to the IET office.
okay,
And
sir.
Balke sir told me to give some highlights of the e-learning.
Yeah. E-learning technique is our event.
Yes, sir.
So let us start, sir. Are you ready, sir, right now?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Yeah. Sahi, you can go ahead. Sir has joined. Wadhwa sir has joined. Sahi, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, good evening, everyone. On behalf of RBG's Birds Engineering Academy, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the participants and all the speakers today. So, we are going to be riding on this exciting online workshop journey called Elevate E-Education, where we're going to talk about the importance and we're going to study different tools which would help our teachers understand the effectiveness of e-teaching as well as e-learning. So before we proceed, just few guidelines for the participants. Please make sure your microphone is muted unless and until you're not speaking to just reduce the background noise. And all the participants feel free to use the chat box questions and you can interact with us in the chat box. Right. So today we have with us Dr. Lalit Wadhwa sir, who is our chief guest for today. So, sir, on behalf of IT Pune chapter and on behalf of all the organizers, I would request you to please grant us the permission to inaugurate today's session.
Permission is granted. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. So, with this note, we have inaugurated our today's session. And, sir, I would like to call you onto the virtual dais and please guide us with your words of wisdom.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Arjun, sir. And I'm also thankful to Dr. DG Balke, who has given me opportunity to speak about on these e-learning tools. So actually, what is the exact meaning of education? That is, before going to the e-learning tools, you must know that. What is the exact meaning of learning? So when we are studying in the classroom, actually we are getting information. Okay, and then by using some practical knowledge, we are converting our information into the knowledge. But nowadays, information and knowledge you can get from various different ways. But the important is a skill-based education. So if you see new education policy, then more focus is given on, we can say that skill-based education. I will take a very simple example. Suppose that if one lecture is given on driving, how to drive the vehicle. So that is the only way you get information or knowledge. But when you drive your vehicle and you practice that, then it is a skill. So basically, whatever you are getting, you convert that information and knowledge into the skill. So skill-based education is important. And another important thing, how we get that skill-based education, that is also important. So there are different tools are available. And nowadays, might be you are have awareness about ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is one of the tool which you can ask some question and the answer will be delivered. In similar way, there are different tools are available, just like a ChatGPT. So my request to all the participants, please go through these AI tools, because now it is a era of AI tools. And if you are knowing AI tools, then you can convert your information and knowledge into the skill. That is important. So I am very thankful to all the participants and especially to the Arjun sir who invited me. So sir, please go ahead, because we are traveling and in the traveling we are getting very less time. So in the next time I will take this topic. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much,
sir. Please go ahead, sir. Yeah, and best of luck for all the participants.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think now Kumar sir is present in the meeting. Dr. Kumar sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Now I will request Dr. Kumar sir. So Anshuman, you can go ahead. Dr. Kumar sir is with the meeting right now. Anshuman, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Dr. Kumar sir is here on the dais, so please go ahead.
Okay, sir. First of all, I would thank Vadva sir for sharing his invaluable words of wisdom. Next, I would like to call upon the virtual dice, Mr. Dr. Kumar Londe, sir, President SNP Nivasi, Prashala and Junior College, and President Central Human Rights Sangathan, Delhi. So I would like sir to share his valuable insights. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Kumar sir, go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
शुरू में तो मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगा तो चलेगा या मराठी में अच्छा रहेगा?
हिंदी में चलेगा सर, हिंदी में
हिंदी
चलेगा.
में चलेगा because
चलेगा,
I am not a fluent in speaking English, so I talk in fluent Marathi and Hindi.
Okay, we can mix also, no issue, sir. Yeah.
Because communication gap is no less there, so I talk in Hindi. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you can mix it, no issue, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. आप सभी को सर्वप्रथम नमस्कार. मेरा नाम कुमार लोंडे, डॉक्टर कुमार लोंडे. मैं एक स्कूल का प्रेसिडेंट और फाउंडर हूँ. सेंट्रल ह्यूमन राइट नाम का मैं संगठन भी चलाता हूँ और आज हमें बर्ड्स इंजीनियरिंग एकेडमी और जिसके सीईओ फाउंडर और जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि सर्वे सर्वा मिस्टर अर्जुन जी गुले साहब जी है, उनकी जो सब टीम है और सभी जो यहाँ पे गेस्ट है उन सभी का और जो पार्टिसिपेट हुए हैं टीचर, उन सभी का मैं पहले शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ और सबको थैंक्स बोलना चाहूँगा. ये हमें एक अच्छा अवसर माननीय गुले सर के माध्यम से यहाँ पे उपलब्ध हुआ है. इसके लिए थैंक्स गुले सर और ऑल ऑफ योर टीम. बेस्ट विशेष फॉर योर ऑल टीम सर. तो मैं मेरी बात कुछ आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ. जैसे कि आज के सेशन का मुद्दा है ई टूल्स और ये टूल्स का जो उपयोग है. जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं कि हम जब स्कूल में टीचर हमारे पढ़ाते हैं तो बच्चों को हम बोलते हैं कि आप मोबाइल मत लेके आओ. तो बच्चे क्या करते हैं, मोबाइल लेके आएंगे और बाहर रखेंगे अपने कलीग के पास, या कोई चाय वाला रहेगा या अदर कोई रहेगा उसके पास मोबाइल रखते हैं और वो स्कूल में आते, सर हमने तो मोबाइल नहीं लेके आए, हमको पढ़ाओ आप. तो 21वीं सदी में अगर हमको पढ़ना है तो जैसे कि अभी हम एजुकेशन में पॉलिसी में देख रहे हैं एनईपी पॉलिसी है, वो अच्छी है कैसे है वो आज के टॉपिक का मुद्दा नहीं है. लेकिन हमें प्रिंसिपल गाइडलाइन किया है एनईपी पॉलिसी में और हमें अगर टीचर बेस पढ़ाना है बच्चों को तो 2030 तक, जैसे कि मैं यहाँ पर एक एग्जांपल देना चाहता हूँ. अगर हम टीचर्स लोग अपडेट नहीं हुए तो आने वाले दिनों में हमारा कुछ काम नहीं रहेगा. जैसे कि अभी जो हमारे स्पीकर थे उन्होंने एआई टूल्स के बारे में बताया, तो एआई टूल्स भी अभी लोगों को बहुत हेल्प हो रहा है और इस 21वीं सदी में सबसे ज्यादा लोगों को टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग, जिसको हम अडॉप्ट करना बोलते हैं, कि टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग करना चाहिए. जो आदमी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं यूज करेगा उसका इस जमाने में कोई फायदा नहीं है. मतलब हम मोबाइल पहले देख रहे हैं, हम शुरू में मोबाइल आया था उसको बटन थे, बाद में उसमें एंड्रॉयड आ गया. अभी लोगों को हम फेस टू फेस देखते हैं. जैसे कि मोबाइल से हम ट्रांजैक्शन करते हैं, अगर लोगों को बोलेंगे हम बैंक से पैसा ट्रांसफर करने वाले, ऐसा टेक्निक आने वाला है तो भरोसा नहीं रखने वाले थे लोग, लेकिन अभी हो रहा है वो सब. तो डिजिटल लिटरेसी इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर टीचर्स, स्टूडेंट एंड ऑल. मतलब बीइंग ह्यूमन जिसको बोलते हैं, हम सबको वो टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट करनी चाहिए. मैं आपको एग्जांपल तौर के जैसे कि नोकिया का फोन आया था शुरू में मार्केट में, और नोकिया का फोन आया था. बाद में नोकिया लोगों को मालूम नहीं है. अभी उसके बाद नोकिया का जो है, उसके बाद आया सैमसंग, रेडमी आया, एप्पल, वीवो जो भी है वो सब टेक्नोलॉजी आया है और नोकिया पीछे आया. मतलब नोकिया जो है रेस में पीछे पड़ गया। इसका कारण क्या है? तो नोकिया ने इस मार्केट में खुद को अपडेट नहीं किया। दूसरा एग्जांपल मैं आपको बताता हूँ, जैसे कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर के पास पहले एम्बेसडर गाड़ी थी, अभी एम्बेसडर में गन्ना गन्ना लेके जाते हैं लोग हमारे यहाँ पे गन्ना लेके जाते हैं लोग। तो ये भी बातें बहुत जरूरी है। तो मैं आपको सभी को एक बात और बताना चाहता हूँ एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे। मतलब एक एग्जाम्पल बताता हूँ। क्या रहता है, एक जंगल रहता है और जंगल में एक गधा और जिसको हम कोल्हा बोलते हैं, अभी हिंदी में कोल्हे को क्या बोलते हैं मुझे मालूम ना, आई डोंट नो, जिसको हम और दोनों की बहस चल रही थी। गधा बोलता है घास नीली है, और कोला तो जिसको बोलते हैं हम कि कोला बहुत होशियार रहता है। जैसे कि एक मराठी में एक कहावत है, तोंडाला येणाका द्राक्ष आंबट, एक मराठी मध्ये कहावत आहे। त्या पद्धतीनं उस तौर पे उन दोनों की बहस चल रही थी। गधा बोल रहा था घास नीली है, कोला बोल रहा था नहीं नहीं घास तो हरी है। तो दोनों में बहुत देर बहस चलती है, और बहस चलने के बाद वो बोलते हैं कि अभी इस बहस का हम महाराज के पास जाके सोल्यूशन करेंगे। तो महाराज के पास जाते, महाराज तो जंगल के शेर है, शेर को पूछते हैं कि कोला बोलता है देखो महाराज, मैं इस गधे को कभी से बता रहा हूँ कि घास हरी है हरी है हरी है, लेकिन गधा सुनता ही नहीं है, वो बोल रहा है घास नीली है नीली है नीली है। तो महाराज भी चुप बैठते हैं, और महाराज बोलते हैं, बाद में कोला बोलता है बताओ महाराज, अभी आप ही बताओ क्या है, घास हरी है या नीली है? तो महाराज बोलते हैं घास नीली है। तो कोले को बहुत सदमा लगा, वो बोलते हैं महाराज घास तो हरी है, फिर आप नीली क्यों बताते? तो महाराज बोलते हैं ये मतलब घास, गधा बोल रहा है कि घास नीली है तो नीली है। तो जो गधे से बहस करे उससे बड़ा गधा कोई नहीं है। इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड, इसका मतलब ये है, अगर आज टेक्नोलॉजी के जमाने में अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट नहीं करेंगे तो हमसे बड़ा गधा दूसरा कोई भी नहीं है। ये बात हमें सब टीचर ने, हमारे स्टूडेंट ने, सभी ने ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। जैसे कि सर ने एक एग्जांपल बताया, हम मतलब कोचिंग के लिए जाते हैं या मोटर ड्राइविंग स्कूल में जाते हैं, लेकिन जब भी वो टेक्नोलॉजी हम अडॉप्ट नहीं करेंगे तो उस ट्रेनिंग का कुछ उपयोग नहीं है। मैं बच्चों को भी बताता हूँ, अगर आप साइकिल चलाते हैं तो साइकिल का कोई भी ट्रेनिंग नहीं लिया, लेकिन आप गिरे फिर उठे फिर साइकिल चलाया। जैसे कि हम तैरते हैं, तैरने का कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं, लेकिन आपने प्रैक्टिकली नहीं किया तो आप नहीं बचेंगे। वैसे ही जैसे कि डॉक्टर रहेगा, वकील रहेगा या सीए रहेगा, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जिसको बोलते हैं, डिग्री होने से बात नहीं बनती, आपको प्रैक्टिकली वो बात आनी चाहिए। जैसे कि हमारी बर्ड्स इंजीनियर एकेडमी है, इंजीनियर डिग्री ले ली, लेकिन आगे जाके हमने कुछ प्रैक्टिकल नहीं किया, प्रयास नहीं किया, तो ये एजुकेशन किसी भी काम का नहीं है, ऐसी डिग्री किसी भी काम की नहीं है। दिस इज नॉट वैल्यूएबल फॉर योर फ्यूचर लाइफ एंड इन योर प्रेजेंट लाइफ, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। इसके लिए सभी टीचर लोगों ने ये टूल्स क्या है, ये 2 दिन में अपने गुले सर ने बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है, तो 2 दिन आप ज्वाइन करो 6 से 8 बजे तक, आज का सेशन और कल का सेशन। उन्होंने एक और बहुत अच्छी बात की है कि यहाँ पर जो गेस्ट बुलाए हैं वो बहुत मतलब, जैसे कि हमारे वायदंडे सर करके है, वो सीनेट मेंबर है और हमारे गुले सर के गांव के नजदीक के है। तो गुले सर भी हमारे तहसील के है, हमारे सोलापुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के है। हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है, हमारे जैसे कलीग लोग, हमारे जैसे गांव, मतलब गुले सर जो है वो रिमोट एरिया से आते, लेकिन वो इतना बड़ा अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये बात यही हम यहाँ पे आज 2 दिन में सीखना चाहिए। एनईपी पॉलिसी क्या है, डिजिटल लिटरेसी क्या है, ई टूल्स क्या है। अगर ई टूल्स के माध्यम से अगर हम बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे, जैसे कि हम अभी देख रहे हैं, खान सर का मैं बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ, उनका भी मैं ऑनलाइन लेक्चर सुनता हूँ। जैसे कि दिव्य करती सर है, यूपीएससी एमपीएससी, वो टीचिंग करते हैं बच्चों को। तो ये जो है ना, ये टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से हम एक दूसरे को पहचान सकते हैं। अगर टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं होती तो हम एक दूसरे को नहीं जानते। अभी गुले सर के माध्यम से हम आपको, गुले सर ने सबको मतलब गैदर किया है और हम एक दूसरे को सुन रहे हैं। तो ये बात हमें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट करने के सिवाय दूसरा कोई रास्ता नहीं तो हम गधा और जो कोला बोलते हैं जिसको, वैसे हमारी हालत होगी। और इस जमाने में जो टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट नहीं करेगा उसके जैसा बड़ा गधा कोई दुनिया में दूसरा नहीं मिलेगा। इतनी बात मैं आपको कह के मैं आपको सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मुझे आज बोलने का कहने का अवसर दिया, इसके लिए स्पेशली थैंक्स फॉर मिस्टर घुले सर जी और सब ऑल उनका कलीग स्टाफ है, सब मैनेज करने वाले बर्ड्स इंजीनियरिंग के जो मेंबर्स है उन सभी का और जो पार्टिसिपेट हुए उन सभी का मैं तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूँ और मेरे शब्दों को विराम देता हूँ। धन्यवाद घुले सर, थैंक यू
so much, sir, for guiding us from your busy schedule from Delhi to Delhi, from the language. I appreciate, and you are also handling so many students in your schools and colleges, and you are continuing effort for your e-learning also for your students also. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yeah. Now I think Archana ma'am is there. Archana ma'am. Yeah, Archana ma'am is there in the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anshuman, go ahead. Archana ma'am will talk. Proceed further. Anshuman, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, the flow. Okay, Archana ma'am will talk.
Yeah, Archana ma'am will go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I would like to extend my thank you to Mr. Dr. Kumar Londe sir for his invaluable words. So now I would like to invite on dais Mrs. Archana Ghule ma'am. Ma'am is the director of RBG's Buds Academy. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to this program, a two-day workshop, we can say, to evaluate e-learning and e-teaching. Yeah. So now most of the participants, I suppose, they are in the education field. Okay. So there's a small quote for you all. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. These are the golden words said by Nelson Mandela, sir. And by using these words, I just want to say that we as Buds Engineering Academy, we don't want to change the world, but we just want to update our students, our faculty members, our associates to the latest trends and the emerging technologies going on. Okay, so now previously there's an evaluation where we were talking about there were said the trunk calls were there. When I want to make a call to Delhi, then I had to call the operator and so on, and I have to book a call, right? So from that, then a landline came, and from the landline there were remote, that is the wireless phones were there, and then we have come to the mobile phone. So 25 years back, we had a Nokia phone with an antenna peeping out with the keypad. And then slowly, as the technology has gone, now everybody. So in a house, there are nearly 4 or 5. So many members are. How many members are there in the house? That many mobile phones are there. So that is nothing but the technology which is being emerged, right? So now in the previous, when we go to the colleges as teachers, there will be a rule in the school ki no mobile phones for the students, right? But now what is happening over there? Mobile phones and laptops have become a common gadget for all the students. Like there may be a problem when we are using, we may hesitate to use some apps, but the students, they are so easily acquainted that whatever app they are using, they will easily handle it. Okay, so even my son, when he uses it, he'll easily handle, he'll easily make the changes and so on. Like sometimes even I don't understand what exactly it is happening. So now what we are going to do, what is our aim for this workshop is, we want the students to enjoy the e-learning, okay, when in the lockdown. Yeah, so what was happening, the college classes were going on, school classes were going on online. So then what is happening, some of the students, they are leaving because of the internet connection, or maybe some of them, they don't want to attend the class. Right? So they are leaving the meeting, they are coming. So what is happening? There was a gap in between. What is the teacher teaching, the students are not understanding, there's a gap. So then it's a hurdle ki I have missed the concept, I'm not understanding, all these points are there. So now what is our aim over here is we want to bridge that gap. We want to make the learning, e-learning, more attractive, more enjoyable, so that the school students or the college students can enjoy it. Okay, and as a teacher we should be able to present our presentation, our class more efficiently. Okay, so that is our aim. So now what are we going to do over here? See, these are the key benefits for e-learning as well as for teaching. So what is happening? Accessibility. I can learn anytime, anywhere, right? So a person sitting in Delhi can learn. Okay, the person sitting in US can also learn with us, right? So we are having a broad spectrum over here. Now accessibility is what? Ki suppose if I want to send my student or maybe your child, okay, you want to send him for some class, right? So he's busy with his tuitions and all that and he wants to go for some class, right? So then what happens over there? Maybe the time is not suitable, okay, or okay, the class is far away, he's not able, okay, going time and coming time and not matching. So 1 hour class, then 1 hour going, 1 hour coming, so nearly is going to waste 3 hours, right? So what is happening over there? Because of e-learning, in the house he can sit and he can save this 3 hours, so he can learn anytime and anywhere. Okay, then fit learning, your flexibility. Second point is what? Flexibility. What flexibility is? Yeah, as I told you, 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the evening, I cannot send my son outside. Okay, and it is not safe also. Maybe in your cities also, right? So then what is happening over there? I schedule a class in the evening at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, fine, he is able to attend the class, right? Okay, then what is happening over there? Personalization. Next point is what? Personalization. That is what? Tailored to your needs. Which class do you want? What topic do you want? Okay, more elaborately, more clearly we can use it, right? Next is cost effective, right? Going, coming, I told you, the first example I gave you, going 1 hour, coming 1 hour, 2 hours are wasted, 1 hour class. Now here what is happening over there? Traveling time has also been saved, okay, and maybe there is a cut down in the fees also. Okay, I'm not saying money means only fees, it can be other expenditures also, right? Okay, then scalability. Yes, in my meeting or in our session we can accommodate a larger number. Maybe in a classroom or wherever the classes are going on, I can accommodate only 20 or 30 students, but here I can accommodate a more number. So what is it? Scalability. Scalability is nothing but accommodate many learners, right? Then interactive, now it depends upon the teacher. We are going to see some techniques to make our session more interactive and fun learning and engaging also. Okay, we'll be seeing that points also. So these are just the key benefits we are going, the overview of the key benefits. Then continuous learning. Yes, every day technology is updating. Yeah, every 15 days, every 1 month, 2 months or 3 months, people are changing their mobile phones. Why? There is a change in the technology which is very fast, right? Then vast resources is nothing but what? Previously we had to go to the library, issue the books. Then there is a limit on issuing books is what I can I can borrow only 2 books or 3 books, right? So now what is happening over there? We are getting a lot of information on the net. Okay, then there are some digital libraries also available. I don't know how many of you all know about it. Okay, but there are digital libraries also available where we can purchase the book or rent the book. Okay, lot of facilities are available, right? So what is happening over there? Instead of being connected with only one textbook or one thing, I can go or see lot of information, lot of books, and I can combine all the information to give together so that I can give a better information, better concept to our student. Okay, then what is it? Data driven. That's what the same point I said, improve many insights. So I can give the all points of view. Whatever topic you have selected, whatever points related with it, I can insight them, right? And eco-friendly options are there. Green education. right? So this is nothing but the benefits for the e-learner and the teacher, right? Now, yeah, I hope you are able to see the screen, everybody. Yes. Now, these are the benefits for the students. Okay. So, what are the e-learning? Relevant, mobile, self-paced and personalized content. Okay. Relevant, whatever topic I want. Say, suppose they want to have some topic on AI, for example, artificial intelligence, right? So, what do the students do? They will see some information, or so they'll find some PPTs, okay, on the information about artificial intelligence. So that is nothing but the relevant data. Whether you want to learn artificial intelligence, whether you want to go for IoT, okay, or maybe a school going child also, he wants some topic in mathematics, some topic in science, okay, maybe he's stuck in some topic in chemistry. So that is nothing but the relevant. Mobile, why? Because he can refer to the topic anytime, anywhere he wants. Pace, self-paced, why? The speed. He is not, okay, he is able to listen this much, he will pause the video or stop, and then he can just continue depending upon his speed, that is his pace. Okay, and personalized content. Whatever content you want, we can go further. So what is happening over there? Online learning accommodates everybody's needs. Okay, whatever topic you want, all the needs are being accommodated. Okay, then lectures can be taken any number of times. Fine. If it is a live session, it is slightly tedious. But if it is a recorded one, then we'll have no issues about number of times. Right? So that is nothing but lectures can be taken any number of times. Then offers access to update the content. Yes, we can update the data. Any topics you want to update, any videos which you have uploaded, you want to update, I can go for updation also. Okay. Then quick delivery of the lesson. Yeah, you can like now, I don't know, most of the students, teachers, they'll go for these uploading of the videos. So they'll take a small topic and they'll be uploading it. Right? So what is happening over there? Uploading of the small topic, it becomes quick access for the students also. But then that time the number of students or the presence of the student does not matter. You record it, you upload it, your work is being done. Right? As teachers, I'm talking about as teachers. Then scalability and consistency, I told you all this point. Okay, most of the information to the last or a vast number of students, scalability. And effectiveness, more effectively we can. Okay, if it is a synchronous, we are going to see that point also, ki synchronous and asynchronous are there. So if it is a live session, if it is interactive, okay, which we discuss with each other, I can do it more efficiently. Okay, so that effectiveness is also there. So what is happening over there? So overall the student can get a better information by using e-learning. Okay. Now next we'll go for this e-learning methodologies. Okay. So now these points I have taken this Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations. Okay. So they had designed this e-solution or a guide. So I'm just giving you the overview. Some important points I have just taken from this source. Okay, so what is it? E-learning and methodologies and good practices, right? So from this, yeah. Now see what is the screen saying. We want to design a e-learning session. Okay, you want to design, maybe in your field, whatever you want to do. I just have taken an example of artificial intelligence. Say I want to design a course on artificial intelligence. Right? So what are the key points I have to remember when I'm designing the course? So it will be feasible for the students and the faculty, that is a teacher also. Okay. So what is happening first over here? This first part we are going to give the introduction. Right? So what topic you have selected, why we have selected that topic. Okay. Then second one is designing of e-learning program. Okay. We are going to see that the topics are there. Then creating an interactive content. Interaction is very important whenever you are taking a lecture. Okay, so interaction is important. Why? See now presently what is happening over there, I am just talking, I don't know who is there on the other side. Okay, so I am not getting whether you are understanding or not. Okay, so this interaction is very important as a teacher. Okay, then and the fourth point is what? Managing and facilitating learning activities. So we can give them learning activities. I don't know, we have done a workshop in the last with I think so AISMS or where. So we had done this workshop where we'll open the box, we'll load the whatever the boxes are there, the pulley will pull the boxes and so on, all that workshop. So that is interactive. So because of that, what happens, the interest is created among the students. So then they can feel, yes, something is going on, I want to learn, I want to grasp something. Okay, so now see here on the right hand side there's a table, right? So what is first point is learner centered content. Yes, I told you learner center means what is happening should be relevant and specific for the learner. Are you designing a program for a 9th standard student, a 10th standard student, or an engineering student, okay, or any other graduate? So who is your student? So depending upon that, we have to design the relevant and specific content. Okay, there where we will define the roles and the responsibility of the professionals. Okay, the skills, the knowledge, information, why we are learning this, what is the future scope, all this we should underline. Okay, then granularity is what we are going to define or segment and facilitate the assimilation of the new knowledge. Suddenly I cannot go and bombard all the knowledge, new concepts which is coming into the market. I have to interconnect it with the old parameters, the present scenario and the future. So all should be interlinked. So I divide my information into segments. That is nothing but granular. Okay, then engaging the content. That is instructional methods and the techniques what we are using. Whether you want to go for whatever. Since we are talking about e-learning, I will go for an online session. Okay, so whether you want to go for conferencing, real, whatever information. So those techniques should be used creatively and encouraging and motivating for the students. Okay, next is interactive. Frequent interaction is needed to sustain the attention and promote learning. Okay, so normally whenever you are in the classroom, what do we do over there? Whoever other students are there, suddenly we'll ask a question or we pose a question and we ask them. But here what is happening over there, some of them are keeping their cameras on, off and so on. So then I cannot immediately see what is going on the other side. So what do we do over there? Suddenly we can pose a question to the students, we can ask a formula if it is anything is there, and we make the session more interesting. Okay, that is nothing but interactive. Okay, personalization is what? Self-paced courses. Okay, so depending upon some of the students, they are weak in some topics, we keep them separately, we keep a separate class for them. Any other topic to be discussed or the latest trends, I separate out the individuals. Okay, so we facilitate and follow the learner's progress and the performance. So we maintain a chart. What is the chart? Okay, this was the pace, he was able to understand this much. Yeah, see, now the pace, I know most of them you must be knowing, but I'll just give you a simple example. In pace means what is happening over there. Okay, I dictate you a paragraph, right? Okay, how much are you able to, or instead of a paragraph, I say I dictate you 10, I'll dictate you 10 words, right? So what is happening over there? At a first go, we may not be able to remember all the 10, maybe 3, 4, 5. Next time, by practicing this, next time when I give you some 10 different words, okay, I may be able to remember all the 10 of them, right? So that practice, that kind of exercise should be done so that this it becomes interactive and interesting for the students, right? So that is nothing but your quality of e-learning. So these were the important points, right? Okay, now e-learning. Why e-learning is a good option, right? I have seen the overview as in my first slide also, but these are some significant options which they have given. Okay, significant amount of content can be delivered to large number of users, right? So in a class I'm restricted with 30-40 students, but now my whole world is a classroom, so I've got a lot of learners available. Okay, then from geographical disposal location, any location, that's what I told you, whole world is my classroom. Okay, so it does not matter whether the student is from Pune, okay, is from Delhi, okay, is from US, is from UK, does not matter. What is our aim? I want to deliver or give some information to the students or share some information with the students, right? Okay, next one, yeah, mobility will be limited. Why limited mobility? Because we are restricted over here na, in our area. Okay, then limited time to devote or learning. Yes, I can, how much, yeah, how much I can speak. I can give or take a class for 2 hours, 3 hours. There's a limitation also, because in taking grasping capacity of the students also matters, right? So normally, you know, in our colleges or schools also, what do we do over there? Our lecture is restricted to 50 or 60 minutes, not more than that. Why? Because first 20 to 25 minutes the students are very active and they'll grasp, but after that slowly they will stop listening to us, right? Okay, then do not have effective listening and reading skills. Okay, learners have at least basic computer and internet skills. Yes. Okay, then there is a need for developing homogeneous background knowledge of the topic. Okay, then learners are highly motivated to learn and appreciate proceedings at their own pace. Yeah, so they can discuss those points with their teachers, okay, whatever the topic or whatever they haven't understood, right? Then content must be reused for different learners groups in the future. Then training focuses on cognitive and interpersonal skills, right? That is psychometric skills, and yeah, we need to collect and track the data. Yes, we have to see how many students are there. Yeah, you all must be doing, you all must be knowing that how you all are going to track the students and collect the data and everything. Okay, so this is nothing but why we are saying ki e-learning is a good option, right? Okay. Now I the previous slide I told you about synchronous and asynchronous e-learning, right? So what is our aim? We want to make it flexible for the students also as well as the teachers also. So there are two kinds of events over here. One is the synchronous and the other one is asynchronous. Synchronous is what? It takes in real time. So now whatever our session is going on is a synchronous communication. Okay, so what are we doing over there? I ask you questions, you interact or chat with me in the session, right? Then asynchronous, what happens over there? It is independent of time. That is, it is self-paced course. Okay, it is an example. So what is happening over there? Already discussed. Say maybe your videos are stored. I can refer to it. Okay, or I can record the videos. Okay, and the students can go for later discussion. Then any assignments to be given, I can mail them. Okay, any question papers or anything to be discussed, I can go for discussion forums and so on. Okay, so asynchronous is what? It is independent of time. It does not depend upon the time. And synchronous, what is happening? It is real time, which is going to go on. Okay, now look over here. Some examples over here. Some common tools for for asynchronous. The common tools are email based, discussion forums, blogs, and webcasting. Okay, so these are the tools which can be used for asynchronous. Then for synchronous, I can go for audio video conferencing, okay, chat and instant messaging, and application sharing, right? At present, what we are doing is a synchronous communication, okay? And sometimes we can merge both of them together, okay? So what is it? Surveys and polls, okay, whiteboard and collaboration tool, social networking tools. So both of them combined together. That is synchronous and asynchronous together. Right? So these are the common tools which we will be using whenever I'm designing a course. Okay. Yeah. So now here, they have taken an example over here to improve the food and security analysis. Right? So they're talking about food. I'll talk about the students or studies or some workshop for the students. Right? So what are we going to do over there? First, select the assessment method. Okay. Are you able to see everybody is able to see the screen? Yes? Somebody can interact? Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, okay. So what are we doing over there? Select the assessment method. Okay. How is the assessment going to be taken? Yeah. Then select the indicators. Okay, then use the analysis method. What analysis is going to be done? Okay, then what do we do over there? To produce an effective reports. Right. So what is happening over there? We are going now here. So what are they doing over there? They talking about food and analysis. So when I want to define some workshop or some program for the students, so what are we doing over there? How are you going to say? There will be round, or we want to conduct a quiz contest, for example. How are you going to do the assessment? Round 1, 2, 3. Okay. Which students will going to communicate? So on. All those methods, analysis is to be done. Okay, then what do we do over there? Effective reports are to be produced. So define the communication purpose. Okay, then we have to identify the users, that is information requirement. Now you're conducting a quiz for which class students? Okay, whether it is 8th or 9th combined together or 9th or 10th to combine together, right? So that, then what do we do over there? Write the reports. Okay, construct the message in a logical and persuasive manner. Okay, logical and persuasive, so that the students can understand what exactly is to be done. Okay, there should not be any confusion. Okay, so that is nothing but the constructing the message. Choose the report format for the context and write the report clearly and concisely. Okay, so this is how we are going to define some different methods, right? Okay. Now here for developing practices and tests. Okay, so what do we do? Same thing, just now how we have seen the flow chart in the same manner we have written. The facts. Here the learners recall features and specification. Okay, have the learners identify the pictures or the objects. Okay, so these are the facts. So what you have selected? Have you selected an AI tool or some Internet of Things? Right? So, or you want to go for some Java or some Python, some software programming can also be done. Okay, so what you are selecting? So that is nothing but features or specification, pictures or objects. Okay, then concepts. Have the learners discriminate between examples and non-examples. Okay, reformulate the concept. Okay, so directly giving them the formula, we can formulate in some other manner so that it will be easy for them to understand the concept also. Okay, then procedures. Operational simulation. How are you going to do? Okay, actual perform the procedure. How we are going to produce the output. Okay, each and every step we have to understand. So whether you're going to go for a software, a hardware thing, kind of thing, what kind of product you want to do, that is nothing but operational and simulation and perform the procedures. Okay, then principles is what? Ask the questions about the principles, underline the working example. Okay, what working model they have designed. They'll be doing the science project in schools. Okay, or their mini projects, and final year projects will be there for the engineering students. Okay, so what is happening over there? Underlining worked example. Have the learners apply the guidelines to solve the job oriented context visualized problem and the case study. Okay, then interpersonal. Yes, have the learners behavior guidance, communication problem on the case study. Have they understood anything, communicated some problem they have seen, the case study they have done. Okay, that is nothing but interpersonal skills. And then attitudes is what? Ask the questions to reflect to give us the behavior. Okay, so these are the tips which are we going to use for practice and tests. Yeah, now see, fine, we have defined something. So what do we do over there? Whenever we are setting a question paper, what do? We'll give an MCQ kind of thing. Okay, so then multiple choice can be either in true form, true or false form. Okay, then it can be multiple choice, that is ABC. So what is happening? Each and every, so see, match the following, multiple responses, fill in the blanks, short answers, ordering. Okay, so can you see the screen? See, these are the different kinds of questions which we can ask. But what is happening over there? Here the table they are showing the pros and the cons for each and everything. Okay, so there are some pros for each and every one, some cons for each and every method. So what do we do over there? I'll make a concise kind of thing. I put few questions on true or false, some multiple choice, some match the following, and some fill in the blanks. Okay, and then we'll go for short answers. So we can combine all this together so that we can creatively, so that what happens over there, they can creatively and happily answer some few questions, because normally the students, they'll feel happy when they see the MCQ type of things, right? Next one is what? Graphics. You can go for graphics also. So I can use some pictures, realistic illustration, okay, the animated video of a motor or anything. I can we can show that, okay, we'll be seeing that also. Then icons, okay, conceptual illustrations and diagrams, right? So we can either go for the types of the question or the types of the graphics example. Okay, now e-learning content. Just now I told you I want to design a course, na? Yeah. So we want to design a content. Why, how, who, and so on. All this is simple for you all. Make a quality priority, speak to the right language, be original. Okay, all this is fine. I'll just go over here. Next slide. Okay, yeah. So whenever we are designing or performing any course or giving it, what is happening over there? This color psychology is very important. Okay, so whenever use powerful colors strategically, colors should be bold, bright, which are hard to read. Okay, so this is nothing but information about the colors or choice of the color combination which we are going to use. Then improve the readability with the color, okay, by contrasting the chromatic colors in the text and the background. Normally no black, white and gray will be used. So readability, I should be able to read it and we should enjoy it. Okay, then enhance the learning and improve comprehension. How are you going to do that? Colors with the facts associated both and recall the information better. Okay, then use of colors based on their meanings, appropriate tones according to the culture of your primary audience. Okay, so whether we are going to go for some nursery students are there, some 10th standard students are there, some graduation students are there, then the color combination is going to vary or your palette is going to vary. Okay, and the last one is choose the right color combination. One of the most powerful accept to color theory is the color wheel. Okay, so they have just shown one example. So color combination also matters whenever you are giving or presenting some information. Okay, before going to the questions, I just want to share one this one. One website is there where we can use that tools to make your e-learning more this one interesting. Okay, so I'll just go that and then we'll go for the questions. Yeah, just give me a minute. Yeah, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, okay. Now see, this is a binge.com. Okay, so you have to just log in over here, right? If you've got time, we can go for that also. Okay, so binge.com. So you log in over here, you're going to get some 100 this one are there. So what does this software do is, you enter over here what kind of image do you want. Okay, so what kind of image do you want? You just state over here. So in the morning when I was just going through this one, I just put this topic over here, a school student self-studying on a laptop. Okay, I just gave the statement. Automatically this image was being created. Okay, so those who want to try, you can go for that also. Okay, so what do? You want an image. What kind of image do you want? You state a statement on it. Okay, so in the morning I just done this one for the sample, a school student self-studying on a laptop. So I got this image over here. Okay, and one more thing is, see, one more thing is an animated form of working of a diode. I don't know how many of you all know diodes. Okay, but this is an animated version of a diode. Okay, one more thing I'll just show you for your understanding, then you can just practice if you all want. Electrons moving, I just said that much, and this image was being created. How the electrons are moving. Okay, so this is one of the software which you can use to make your lecture more creative. Okay, yeah. So what is this one? Is binge creator. So what do? You write a statement, and whatever statement you want, that image will be created. If you want to try, I can give you 2 minutes. Huh? Yes, sir. We can give them 2 minutes if they want to try.
Yeah, just 2 minutes you can give.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you want anything to, you can.
Yes, sir. So just 2 minutes you can give.
Yes. Anybody, you all can log in. You all can just see. Try something. Otherwise, I'll just go for over here.
We'll start within 2-3 minutes. So if you are ready, then I will close this, ma'ams. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So now see, I'm just entering over here. Butterflies sitting on a strawberry. I have just entered a simple example. Butterfly sitting on a strawberry. Okay. I'll just put enter over here. Yeah. See the robot. Yeah. It is creating. See here. Can you see this one over here? It is creating the picture. Okay. Yeah. Can you see this? Butterfly sitting on strawberry. So this is the image which is being created. Right?
Ma'am, if possible, that link also you can share in the chat box for the
yes,
participants.
sir. Yes, sir. I'll just.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
Yes. I'll just share it.
Participants can try that.
Yes.
So children will be more interactive with this.
Interactive with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, we want the students to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody wants to give me some other statement? We can go for that image also. Anybody interested? Otherwise, you all can try on your devices also.
Yeah, put it in the chat box if you want to create
if
something.
Anything. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll show you one more also after this. Have you understood how to use this?
Yeah, very nice.
A statement. Okay, you just make a statement and you get an image. Okay, this might be interested for the students also.
Participants, if you have any statement, you can put it. Vinay sir is saying thanks. Kambasya ma'am thanks. Yeah, you can try that.
Yeah, you all try. I am putting one more. Okay, we have done with strawberry. Now we'll go for some animation for science. Okay, I will just go for science. Animated version of a pendulum. Okay. Yeah, it's been creating. I'm just giving the heading as animated version of a pendulum. Yeah. Can you see the image which is being created of a pendulum? Yeah. Just a science part of it. Okay. Yes, 3D models are also there. We'll be seeing that also. Yeah. Somebody in the chat box have asked about 3D. We are going to see that also, 3D. Okay. Anybody has tried? Okay. So then should I go for the next, this one now? Anybody is trying? Can anybody reply in the chat box? Okay. ठीक है, no problem. I'll go for the next one. Okay, somebody has asked about the 3D model. Okay, this is one more site, that is Tinder card. CAD, yeah, Tinder CAD. Now here what is happening, you'll have to log in over here. Okay, now see, are you able to see? Just look at my screen. There is a 3D model. I can design a 3D model. I can go for circuits also, and I can go for code blocks also. Okay, so here I'll just click. I'm just going for a 3D model for your understanding. Okay, now see here. Okay, so I've gone over there, clicked on this one, then Tinker this. Okay, yeah, see, this is the this is your board where we can add the different elements. Okay, so if depending upon the class which you are going to explain, okay, we can go for the cylinder, cone for the lower classes. Okay, then few these are the basic shapes which we are having. Then here, look at the drop down window over here. So there are designing starters, structure, scenery, hardware, electronics, fun games, and so on. Lot of things are there. Okay, so suppose if I go for electronics over here, so see, I've got the electronic options which I've already selected over here. A 7-segment display is there, a motor is there. Okay, so I've already selected. So what do you do over there? Whichever element you want. Say suppose I'll go for a transistor, I'll select it and I'll paste it over. This is my LED. I paste it over there. Okay, so wherever you want to place it. So why we are using all this is to just make our session interesting for the students, your lectures to be interesting, because normally online class the student will hesitate. Okay, so this is nothing but my LED which we are having. Okay, you can use anything. Okay, I just go for something else, the basic shapes. Okay, so if you want to go for a cone, I can go for a cone also. Here you can place it in whatever, you can just rotate it and all that, you can increase the size. Okay, yeah, so see, can you see this? So this is one more Tinkercad, okay, where you can go for animation for your students. Okay, you can see we are getting the options over here. I want to rotate it, okay, top, down, height, we can adjust all that. So we can just drag it with the help of the mouse, okay, or if you want to enter the value also, you can go over here. See, we can use this one. Yeah, can you see this one? I'm changing the height over here, right? The basic radius I change, okay. Top radius also I can change, right? Okay, and see, the sides also can be changed. Okay, so adjust this one according to your requirement. Yeah. Done. Okay. Did you get this one? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I hope you all have enjoyed my session. Okay, I just try to give my best from my side. I don't know how much I have done the justice for it. Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Now I think
Any questions, anybody?
actually Pratima ma'am is asking 3D models also, I think,
Yeah,
in
3D
chat
models
box.
I have, yeah, just shown it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is also, we'll see.
Okay.
I think Tarambade sir is also in the meeting right now. So I think link will send to Pratima ma'am so that sir will start then. Okay, Archana ma'am? Yeah, sir is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can.
Yeah, just send that link to Pratima ma'am.
Okay.
She will say. So
Yes,
thank
sir, I
you so
will.
much. And now it's very interactive and very important tool you have underlined for especially for the teachers so that they can take to next level to the students. And without wasting much, first of all, I'm thank you so much. And without wasting much time, just Dr. Tarambade sir is in the meeting. Anshuman, go ahead now.
Yes, sir.
Anshuman, go ahead.
First of all, thank you very much, ma'am, for your invaluable insights. Now, I would like to request Dr. M.R. Tarambale, sir, Principal, PVG COET, and GKPIOM. I would request Sir to please take over the virtual dice and share his thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. So we are in online meeting, and topic given and this workshop which is arranged is on very interesting topic. That is nothing but e-education, e-tool for teacher, e-learning, and e-teaching. So many things are there. So just now, e is very famous. So on this topic, this workshop is arranged. So first of all, I will give thanks to Birds Engineering Academy for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Arjun Ghule sir and Mrs. Archana Ghule madam. So Archana madam, it is very difficult after your lecture. I should deliver something different because you have touched all aspects of this e-education, e-tool, e-learning, everything. So I think your lecture is 100% fulfilling all the requirements. You are born teacher, what it indicates. And really thanks for the good collection, good way of presentation. Yes, there is hardly anything from my side to add. But still, as an experience for last 32 years in engineering education and this modernized education, so I have my own views. So these views I will try to put in front of you. Yes. Before starting, just tell me, my voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Absolutely audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. May I take some sort of a review of the education line and the teaching? So I think for last 200 years almost, so we have adopted classroom type of teaching, where teacher teach, student learn. So student mug, they will reproduce. So this type of teaching style was there for almost last 200 years. So forget before 200 years. So that was a very good educational style. It was there in India. But during the era of British, so that is little bit twisted, and now the students are made to mug something and produce and get the mark on the basis of that. But before 3.5 years during pandemic, I think the whole world has changed its style of education, and everyone is going towards e-education. The regular classroom teaching, now it is no more important. So e-content, e-teaching, e-tool, and e-learning. So that part is becoming very, very famous in coming last 3.5 years. So there are teaching fraternity, so which was not knowing 80% these methodologies. But now probably every teacher is knowing this e-learning, e-teaching type of methodology in last 3.5 years. So may I tell you, in India, the teaching style is like this. The staff members are behind student. And what I have observed, almost I have visited 35 abroad universities personally for delivering lectures, keynote addresses, then evaluation process and all these things. So what I have observed abroad, the students are after a professor. So they are giving mails. So just give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes time, professor, so that I can continue my education. I can clarify my education. I can clarify my doubts. I can do better. And the professor, teacher has to give only guideline. Do this, you will get result. Like this type of thing. And this type of thing. So why I'm telling you all these things? Because unless and otherwise you study, you will not understood the topic thoroughly. If the teacher teach you like our previous conventional classroom teaching, then student will know only what the teacher want to tell. He want to study only that much material, and he will get the marks based on what he has learned during these 30-40 hours. But e-learning, e-teaching, e-education, this has changed the complete scenario. One thing is very interesting. So you will find good resources one can access because of this e-learning. The material is available in America, Russia, India, IITs, NITs, different schools. So any person can, what will say, access such type of materials which are free of charge. The second thing, two type of e-materials are available. One is free of charge and another one is paid version. So I want to bring your attention to this free of charge and paid material. In free of charge, you will find so much material, so many speakers, so many analyzers. They produce the material, they produce the theory, they conclude their analysis based on their own judgments, and they may be wrong. So that is the only lacuna you will find in e-learning, which is free of charge. But if there are paid version, then definitely there will be some study methodology. There are some well-proven faculties. They have their own analysis, their own recording lectures. And when you pay, you will be answerable. The staff member is answerable. So my suggestion to student is, I come across so many students. They say that, sir, I have heard this on YouTube. I have seen this on YouTube. Yes, that is possible. But as per their own analysis, who is recording that type of lecture? But you will find a staff member, professor, a dedicated staff member having experience of 25 or 30 years in their own field. When they will record, no doubt it will be a paid version, but that will give the more realistic picture of the market. And that's why my suggestion will be, go for e-learning, no doubt about it. But instead of free version, go for some sort of amount may be involved, but paid version. Why? Because some staff member might have taken efforts. So there will be some sort of cross check. When someone is asking for money, then he or she will ensure that the correct and good realistic material will reach to you. So that is one thing which I want to add. Another thing of e-learning is, so you will find very big data accumulated, can be stored in a small space, and that's why you can have this availability on your mobile also, tab also, laptop also, and you can store, you can access it at any time whenever you want. You can listen as per your convenience. So these are all the good things of e-learning, e-teaching and e-tools. One very interesting part will be there. Updation of the technology will be there. So like this, you have purchased some sort of laptop or mobile. You will find after 1 month, 2 months, there will be a bail. So updations are available. So just download it and get it for your benefit. So when you go for a paid version, so there is a responsibility on these persons who is recording, collecting money for the knowledge base, that the new version, new technology, cutting edge technology, new analysis, they can be produced in front of you free of charge if you subscribe them first. You are getting it. So that is there. One very interesting part the Archana madam has given, that is the most powerful tool of the e-learning or e-education, is visualization of complicated things. So you can see, if someone is saying that motor is running like this, it is operating this much at voltage, this much type of current it is drawing, it is getting loaded. So it is difficult for a student, but you can visualize very well by this visualization. So that is the only tool possible in e-learning. Please try to understand. So adequate tools are available. You can develop your own tool in a market for making any complicated thing in a simplified manner. So that is possible. So visualization is very, very important. Repeatability is there. So you can listen such type of material again and again as per your convenience, which is not possible in conventional teaching. So these things are there. Archana madam, she has given some website on which you can do some sort of experimentation. So such free of charge available sites are available. May I tell you, one of my student, Dr. Ameya Pangarkar, B Electrical from Pune Vidyarthi Gruha Engineering College. He has written one book, AI Your Tools. So this book, it is forwarded by the Vijay Bhatkar sir, then the AICT chairman sir, Sahastra Buddhe sir, and you will find you may not know the technology. The tool is only important. You can develop your own website for your product within 15 minutes. That is possible. So many things AI has made simplicity in your life. So these tools you should also know very well. Then only you can live comfortably. Otherwise, every time you will require to hire some services and keep your what will say faith or performance on some others attitude or others efforts. So that part will get reduced. So e-tool, e-learning, so many websites are available, so many free softwares are available. You should know all these things, and I think the today's generation, they are quite ahead in all these things. So they got mobile, laptop, then tabs, all these things, what will say, in their beginning timing. So I have touched my first mobile at the age of 29, but now the student at the time of born, so they are taken home through car and all electronic gadgets. So this is really a challenge, but I think the coming world is leading towards E type of education, and I think the Birds Academy of Engineering, so they will fulfill all these requirements in coming days. So they are there for giving solutions in a market, and dynamic leadership of Bhule family. Now they are really doing this type of work in the market. So I appreciate their efforts. I wish them all the best. And thanks for listening me for hardly 10 to 12 minutes. Once again, I will blame Archana madam. She has covered my so many topics. So in a positive sense, she is a well-studied lady. So her speech was like this. So no doubt about it. So I once again thanks Birds Academy for involving me and allowing me for 10 to 15 minutes for my speech and my analysis, which I have seen for last 32 years in the market. Thank you very much.
So we are very much thankful to you, sir, for appreciable guidance, and it's be the milestone or vision for our workshop also, and teachers' career, those who are on the dais and off the dais. Few are on the YouTubes also, they are watching.
Yes.
So
one thing I want
nice information they are saying, and
do not hesitate to contact your friends, other institutes for getting e-learning material, e-tool, then e-education and all these things. So every system will have their own analysis in the market. So they are well proven. So we all will grow together in coming days. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Extremely thank you. And over to Anshuman. Anshuman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, next speaker will be?
Himanshu Paliwar, sir, will speak.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
So now I'd welcome Mr. Himanshu Paliwar, sir, to introduce sir. Sir works in Europe Pre-Sales and Solutions, Tech Mahindra. So I would request sir to please take over the virtual dice and share his thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Anshuman. Thanks for this opportunity. And before I really start this interesting presentation, because my presentation is all about pictures, I'm going to show you some photographs. And that's all what I'm going to do.
Just a minute, Krishna, is it possible to turn on the microphones off so that they can interact with Himanshu, sir? His session will be interactive.
Yeah.
Yes, so participants can access their microphones.
Yeah. Go ahead, Himanshu, sir. Go ahead.
So they can unmute themselves, I guess. Though they are by default muted, they can unmute themselves and have an interaction session, ask an opinion. Ask a question or give an opinion, I guess.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
That's great. So that's great. So before I really jump into this photographic presentation, let me express my gratitude to Arjun and Archana madam for this super initiative that they take every time. Birds Engineering Academic has been a pioneering institute in actually giving a social work or doing a social work, in the field of engineering education. I, being an engineer myself, I do appreciate a lot, and hats off to the Arjun Bhule family for keeping this alive. And I can only wish that other engineering institutes should also, sort of come forward and do such social work which Birds Engineering is doing. So having said that, I'll start with a big hello to all the respected teachers on the group. And, let me just start by a few thoughts that I have, and I'll take only 10 or 12 minutes of your time now. And basically what I want to do here is to give you what industry is doing in the field of e-learning, or the so-called edtech industry. Now, interestingly, what has happened is IT technology, or I'll rather go ahead and say the ICT technology. ICT is IT and communication technology, has infringed into all the sectors, and the sectors who are heavily dependent on IT or ICT technology have started renaming themselves. For example, if a financial company who leverages a lot of IT technology is now called as fintech. Similarly, when this IT industry comes into education in the form of e-learning, then that industry is called as edutech. So my basically pictures would be around the edutech industry, how IT and ICT technology is helping the edtech industry to help the academics. So having said that, my thoughts were around few things, and I don't know whether respected teachers in the group have noticed it. See, in the last 40 years, there has been some reverse trend. The world has changed. What used to happen earlier was that individuals used to, sort of invent knowledge or create knowledge, write theory about it, and then that theory used to come in the syllabuses which we studied. For example, Archimedes principle, that principle was given by Archimedes, theory was given by Archimedes, studied by us. Newton's law of gravity was a theory given by Newton, went into syllabus, studied by us. Similarly, Einstein himself was a academician, by the way. He was a professor of physics. But then when he invented, the theory of relativity, or his famous equation E is equal to mc square, the entire theory was written by Einstein, which actually went into syllabus, which we studied. Bohr was the same, had the same trajectory. He was a professor, came out with his theory. That theory became part of the syllabus which we studied. So what I want to say was that some around 100 years ago, 150 years ago, or probably 200 years ago, knowledge and technology of that time was invented or created by individuals or academicians, which came into the syllabus which students used to study. In last 40 years, there is a reverse trend. I mean to say that, microprocessor technology or a chipset technology was actually invented and created by a company called Intel. The theory was written by Intel, and that theory came into syllabus which we studied. In a similar manner, supercomputer theory or supercomputer invention was done by a company called IBM. The theory was written by IBM, which came into syllabus. A world-renowned operating system called Windows was created by Microsoft. Theory was written by Microsoft. It became part of the syllabus. And nowadays the buzzword called cloud, which is nothing but a techno-commercial model around hosting, was in fact invented by a company called HP, Hewlett Packard. And I had been with that company when this invention was taking place. Later on, this technology, which was called as Helium by HP, was known as cloud, or rather Amazon gave that a name as cloud. And now, if I have not studied it, because I was already in the industry when this technology was created, but my daughter, she's in engineering. She's actually studying cloud as part of her syllabus. So the trend has changed, and that's why it is important that industry and academicians should interact. And that's why I'm taking this opportunity to make this session interactive. And the opinion of academicians and whatever that I am going to show is very important to me. I don't want to make this presentation a monologue because I feel very scary if I keep talking continuously for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So please intervene, have an opinion, have a question, and let us make this session very interactive. So having said that, let me share my screen. And let me see if I can share this here. Okay. Is this visible, Arjun? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, great. So, a quick introduction about myself. Currently, I am looking after Europe region, and I look after large deals in the vertical called CMA. Earlier to this, I was handling India and SAARC as a region. I was looking after it, and I was heading pre-sales there. I've been with companies like HCL Technologies, Hewlett Packard, then Tech Mahindra. Tech Mahindra again, this is my second stay in Tech Mahindra. And predominantly I have been into techno-commercial field where actually I help the sales organization to sell technology to our customers. And what we are going to do now is to have a quick glance on the edutech industry. And I have termed this my presentation as Future is Now, because you may not believe that some of the things that you think are futuristic are already happening here. In fact, the edutech industry started some 30 years back, and I'll tell you an interesting thing about that, how it started. But this is important to know. In last 25 years, my job has taken me across the world, and I used to take opinions from the foreigners as to what they think about our country, and even I was interacting with them to tell what is good and bad about their country. Predominantly in last 25 years, this is what the crux was, that our country has some highlights, our country has some lowlights also. So focusing on lowlights, people in the Western or developing country at that time or even now do think that the lowlights of our country are infrastructure, corruption, the hygiene issue, that India is not probably the cleanest country, and the huge population that we have are our lowlights. But everybody is gaga about our educational policies, our education system, whatever we have done in digital technologies in last 20 years, and the spirituality that we have, you know. And that's why I think edutech as a industry was pioneered in India. The next slide will give you some example as to what this edutech company was or is or the sector is. You know. So I don't know how many of you have heard about a company called Educom.
Participants are requested to interact. Your microphones are unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to see your messages because I'm presenting and I'm in the presentation mode, so I won't be able to see your messages. But
okay, if any message also, any message also, I will tell. Participants can put messages or they can interact with microphones.
Yeah, so I'll request Arjun to read it out for me.
Okay. Okay, go ahead,
So
sir.
Let me go ahead and tell you something about the edutech industry. It started off with a company called Educom. Educom was a company which was started by Mr. Shantanu Prakash, who was an IIM Ahmedabad pass out. You know. And later on, this company expanded wings into Europe and America. Almost all the Western countries were using their product, and this product was nothing but audio-visual equipments which were at that time connected to a hard disk where content was stored, and teachers used to teach it. So it took some time, probably somewhere around 2000. Most of the education institutes and rather schools, I'll say, had this equipment called Educom. Some schools still have it, but the company has been taken over by a different company now. That company is a bigger company called Epix. You know, so this was the real start of the edutech industry, or e-learning industry, where for the first time, computer entered into the classroom, and blackboard was pushed away. But the green board, the chalk and dusters were pushed away from the classroom. And I don't know how many of you use such technologies, but in Delhi, where I've been staying for last 30 years, most of the schools have started using e-learning technology to teach their students. Blackboards now literally, rather some of these schools even don't have blackboards. They use this technology, and it's not necessarily from Educom now. You know, below are some of the companies which are into edutech, and these companies have become quite big now, especially, you know, companies like Grammarly, Byju's, and to some extent I'll say LMS, which is Learning Management System. They have become quite big. Now, what is really a smart class? Now, if you see, these are the real pictures taken from a classroom. You know, these classrooms have now interactive screen. Now, what you see here, this part is actually an interactive screen. You know, and blackboard is there, rather green board is there just to take some notes in case they have to take it, but the entire education happens through this screen. As you can see in this picture, the screen is used as a board to teach students. And let me come to the component part of it. What are the components of a smart class? Now, this is all electronic, this is all IT. Now, what you have is basically a desktop. Now, what you see here, it may not look like a desktop, but the components are all desktop components. You know, you have a UPSC, you have a processor, you have a hard disk here. You see this is a hard disk, and this entire desktop or a laptop, you can say, is connected to a keyboard, which also has a laptop-like tracking pad or a mouse. Then what you have is basically a visualizer, which is nothing but a high-grade camera, which you see here. Now why this is used is that this camera actually is used to project books. Now here what is done for a demo, a phone has been kept here. This is an old style phone. This picture was taken probably some 10 or 15 years back, and this phone is getting portrayed on the screen, and teachers could actually place their books here in front of the camera and can teach at that time. But now times have changed. Let us go to the next slide. So this was there probably 15 years back and was part of an EduCom kit which used to come to the schools for the purpose of teaching. Now in the next slide, what you will see is the most advanced version now as to how teachers are teaching. Probably these two teachers who have become quite famous online, they have started their own YouTube channels to teach students free of cost. One is Mr. Khan and the other is Ankit. Both are known as Khan, sirs. I mean, one is a Khan sir, the other is Ankit sir. So what they are using now as a teaching technique is an interactive screen. Now, what is an interactive screen? It's a big television. You can say it's a television, but it's actually a screen plus a processing unit plus a mini computer or a mobile also, because it also has a SIM card here which connects to internet directly. So what they do here is that here this teacher, Mr. Khan, is using it as a board where he's writing through an electronic pen and teaching it. At the same time, just like what the below teacher is doing here, he's directly connecting to internet through the screen and he's using some of the YouTube videos to teach his students. So one thing is that, and even he can write it. I mean, if he has certain things to be pointed out, he can actually mark it and circle it, it can highlight it. So internet has become part of teaching philosophy nowadays, and teachers are also teaching through this methodology. It's not only the online teachers or the YouTuber teachers, so it has been also been used by classroom teachers in this school, where teachers can even connect to internet, go to YouTube or go to some of the other content online, which is curated content, and that content could be taught in the classroom as well. So now that entire setup of EduCom is not needed. We have advanced. We just need an interactive screen, which is a big television with a SIM card attached to it and a processor attached to it, so that it could be used as a board, it could be used as a television, it could be used as a screen to the internet content, and teachers could teach. And I'm trying to suggest that this could be, or rather is, part of the education system in some of the schools. Other schools can also adopt it. It's not a very costly technology, which like EduCom. EduCom was a very costly equipment, but this interactive screen will come at a subsidized price, and a 49-inch interactive television for schools may come as cheap as 30,000 or 25,000, because government is giving subsidy on that. Having said this, I just want to take it to the next slide and show what Kindle was. I don't know how many of you have heard of Kindle. A Kindle was an invention from Amazon, and it was like a book, electronic book, just to give a bookish feeling to some of the older generation people like us who have studied their academics through books. So what used to happen was the books were converted into an electronic form, rather the books were digitized, and these books were available on this small slate. It used to be just like a tablet. It's still around, but now because tablets got invented some 10 years back, Kindle as such has been replaced by tablets because all these electronic books could be converted, or rather could be stored in the tablet also. And in the right hand side, as you see, the girl is using a tablet now. On the left hand side, you will see a Kindle, which was nothing but a black and white tablet for reading books, and it used to give an exact feeling of a book, where white was the page and letters were in black, just like in books. But slowly the Kindle got replaced by the tablets. Now if you have a tablet, your school can give you a plethora of electronic books. Depending upon the memory of the tablet, you can store thousands and thousands of books in your small tablet, a 14-inch tablet, and you could study at your convenience. No need to carry a bag full of books. You can only carry a tablet to school and study it. And this is in fact happening in some of the schools. Especially I have noticed that in a school called Modern Barakhamba Road in Delhi, where all the students have their tablets. It's like BYOD, bring your own device to school, which is basically a tablet owned by you, and take the entire books in your tablet, study at your convenience. You can connect this tablet to a larger screen also, if you have a screen at home, and then you can study the books in such a large screen, which is quite comfortable for you to read it. Probably my last slide is future is now, and why I'm calling future is now is that these technologies before COVID were thought that are the technologies for teaching students probably 20 years down the line or 15 years down the line. Mind well, all these logos, and these are very familiar logos. One of the logos, Google Meet, is what we are using now to interact with you. All these logos were around even before COVID, but were not used as teaching mediums. When COVID struck, I think Teams and Zoom, and to some extent Google Meet and WebEx, become a de facto medium for teaching students by all the schools. And we survived 2 years, rather students survived 2 years by getting their education through these online mediums, which are basically very sophisticated video conferencing softwares or applications. So 5 years back or 4 years back, before COVID, even I was of the opinion that future is future is away. But these logos are part and parcel of our life now. So future is now. We have already created the futures, and these logos, we are evolving themselves. In fact, Teams, which is from Microsoft, has evolved to an extent that it has become a de facto medium for giving education. To some extent, Zoom is also competing with Teams. A lot of additional features are added to the education version of Teams. I don't know how many schools have it, but my younger one, who is in 10th now, he has a Teams in his laptop, which is given by his school free of cost, and it is a virtual classroom. Actually, now there is no need to go to school, sit in a classroom and study. By Teams, you can create a virtual classroom. You can even see some of the students who are present in the classroom. Teacher is teaching, and the entire board gets replicated into the screen of your laptop or your desktop. And whatever teachers keeps writing on the electronic screen keeps appearing into your screen. So this is futuristic. It may look so, but it is happening now. So having said this, in case there are certain questions, I can answer. If there are opinions, we can discuss.
Actually, participants can unmute if you want to speak something, if you want to ask some queries. You can use the opportunity to inquire about the tools. If you want to put some question to Himanshu sir, you can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead. Yeah, I think it's very excellent information Himanshu sir has come up in front of us. Somebody is saying EduComp is there, Suhail.
Okay.
EduComp something is there. He's saying. Yeah.
Sir, I just want to know ki is, excuse
Yeah,
me,
go
sir,
ahead.
sir, I
Go
just
ahead.
want to know
Your
there
voice
any
is
software
cracking.
for the 3D? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You can repeat. You are audible now.
Sir, is there any software for the practicals for the higher class students, like software that will enable them to work virtually in a lab? Because the theory part, it is well explained, but for the practical part, we need some software that help them to know better.
I'm not aware of it. In
Is
fact,
there anything, sir?
I have yet to hear about it, because I can give
Some VLabs
that
and all
information.
might be talking.
No, but,
Yes, sir, VLabs like that.
the question is very valid, and I guess because education is not complete without the lab experience, so whether we have a software to recreate that lab experience where people can, or other students can carry out experiments like they carry out in lab. To be very honest, madam, because I don't belong to edutech industry, I may not be aware of it. Because at least my student, rather my son, who is a student here, he is doing most of his classes online, because he is in 10th, so he has got a leeway from his school that he may not come to school and actually attend all these online classes. But for labs, he still goes to his school, for doing some chemistry experiments.
That's why yes, sir. So that's the main query, that
Yeah.
if the student has opportunity to attend the virtual labs at home also, then that will be more beneficial.
Yes. So one thing
there
is,
are some practicals in the
yeah. Yeah,
yes, sir.
I got your point, but the point again which I have here is that I don't know whether dissections are happening in 11th and 12th nowadays. In our days, when we were science students, we used to dissect frogs. But what I have heard now, that those dissections of frog, earthworm, or cockroaches have stopped now. In fact, there is a virtual way. Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
nowadays the practicals for the 12th class students, they used to isolate DNA and they work on that.
Okay.
Along with that, there are some biotechnological practicals and pollen grains germination. For that, they can do some 3D. It's there. If I don't have much knowledge about the software, so just suggestion: is there anything for doing these practicals virtually, like germination of the pollen grains?
See, germination of seed, as I was saying.
Germination of pollen grains, sir. Sir, germination of pollen grains. That isn't.
Yeah. So from that point of view, these softwares could be created. As of now, I'm not aware of such software, whether these softwares are available in the edutech industry. But if something like a dissection could be virtualized, and a lab methodology is created around that videos which are available to students, and they are not available on YouTube for some reasons, because they are proprietary. They have to be purchased. But I have heard about it that no more dissections of animals are done, because I don't know, because there are lakhs of students now. In our days there were thousands, so probably students are more than the animals that they need. So probably that's the reason.
So now it is unethical. Now it is unethical to kill any of the micro
for dissections, because I remember in 11th, 12th in my school, we used to have frog pounds where hundreds and thousands of frogs were breeded just to be dissected. All that has stopped now. That is what I learned, because my daughter
Nowadays, this is unethical.
unethical. So, but they have been replaced by the videos and 3D animation
model. Yes,
videos,
3D model.
3D models, where they show how to dissect, and after dissection, where are the different organs of the frog and what the function is. So I have seen that video in one of the sessions on edutech industry. So I think if that is available, a lab experimentation software would also be made available. It's not a big deal, especially when we are stepping into meta world. Facebook has turned himself as meta. In meta world, all virtual things are possible. It's not a big deal, by the way,
Yes.
to create a 3D animated model and give a lab experience.
Yeah. Very interesting
Thank you.
queries and interesting answer, and it journey goes on. I'm very much thankful to Ambassador ma'am for interacting with this query, and Himanshu sir, he has finding his time from his schedule and he has interacted with us. So it's we are lucky enough to have your presence here, Himanshu sir.
Always
Thank you so much. Dr.
Informative, very
Bhatia ma'am is
informative
also
session.
saying thanks, sir.
Thank you. And a big thank to all the respected teachers here. And my intention was not to teach to teachers, rather, have an interacting session with them. And thanks to Birds Academy, to Arjun and Archana madam, for carrying out this social work of spreading knowledge. And I wish them all the best. Can I take your leave, Arjun?
Okay. Thank you so much. Over to Anshuman. Now Rahim sir is also going to speak. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, we have with us Mr. Rahim MA, who is a high performance and leadership coach. Sir, please take over the session.
Hello.
Sir, can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Very happy evening to all. Very happy evening, sir. Happy evening to everybody. Maybe I'll not take much time because already we are running short of time, right, as per the schedule. But I will add some good tools, e-tools for e-teaching, online teaching. Maybe before starting, let me start sharing my screen, sir. Okay, am I audible and visible, sir?
Yes, audible and absolutely visible.
Okay, sure. Are you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, very happy evening once again to everybody, all the teachers and lecturers and students, if we have any students in the class. But most of you are teachers. I have a great respect for teachers because I wanted to help with some information to all the teachers. Today, maybe you may be surprised. Okay, he's a certified high performance coach. How he can help on e-tools in teaching. My topic is e-tools in teaching. How I can help is because I have been going through this journey. Because I'm also interested in teaching. I started doing this coaching industry. I entered into the coaching industry 2 years ago. I have been exploring various tools to use for my teaching. That's how, maybe it's a coincidence, when I talked to Arjun Gule sir, the sessions are happening. Okay, I tell if you can take a session, okay, it's good because like I have been using and I have been exploring some tools which will be helpful, which could be helpful to all of you teachers. Are we good to start?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yep. Okay. Agenda for it. Like, let's talk first. Like, why is the importance of e-tools in teaching? What is the importance and introduction to e-tools, and how you can get benefits of e-tools in teaching, and different kind of tools, types of e-tools, and top e-tools we have in the business, we have in the industry. We can explore it and we can discuss about them. And if you have any challenges like using e-tools, like just now we had some questions related to some other area of using e-tools in teaching. And ultimately, we will be having some key takeaways. I'm sure, I promise you, you will be having some key takeaways from this session. And you will also have a call to action, just which you can immediately start exploring and using some e-tools from this session. Are we good? Okay, I want to break the silence. Offline classroom versus online classroom. Which one do we all prefer? Maybe I'm unable to see you all because like I'm presenting a screen, but like you can discuss, you can unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Which one do we prefer?
People can unmute and participant can unmute and interact, or you can put it in the chat box. Both way you can interact.
Yeah, I don't want to be one way because through this session. Please, you can unmute.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yep.
Yeah, Dr. Bhatia here. Sir, I feel offline classroom because what we have observed in the online sessions that we have taught, no doubt because of lockdown, we have taught 2 years in the online mode. But what the students returned to the colleges, and we could make out that they literally told us that, yes, ma'am, you were teaching, but whether we were listening or not, they frankly told that, yes, madam, it was not that much effective. So that becomes a challenge actually. So we were actually like majburi thi isliye padhaya, but that is one what I feel. But definitely offline is much more interactive, and students are in front, so we can watch them directly. This is what I feel.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your input. Yeah, obviously, like majority of us, just because we were molded to get the information from offline sessions, not online sessions, right? But due to pandemic, just we had to be on online classrooms. But by that time, like how much research was done, like to connect with online? The percentage is very less compared to now, right? But why do we have craze for online teaching now? Why do we have craze for online teaching?
It's convenient. Because it has, sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's convenient, somebody said.
Yeah, I'm a student. I'm currently studying computer engineering from Diploma, second year. So yeah, it's definitely convenient for online classes. We can attend whenever you want, and as it was previously said, you can have recorded sessions, then which you can watch anywhere. While in offline classes, you have to actually go to the college, including the traveling time. Yeah, so
okay. Ultimately, like it's helping to have self-paced learning at your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and it's at comfortable level. Okay. Yeah, I think somebody was saying, why do we have?
It has broken the barriers, sir. Now actually we are the resources have increased. We can sit over here and we can actually listen to people in USA. So that boundaries where we're limited, that online has broken. So that is one of the advantages. If we are serious enough, then we can actually enhance our knowledge to a great extent as compared to the offline mode.
Exactly. Thank you, ma'am. It's broken the barriers, like whatever we were thinking till pandemic, right? Okay, before pandemic, just we were all having this confusion. Okay, offline versus online, majority was offline, but like after pandemic, at least it's sliding towards online. It's not completely 100% saying online, but like it has more advantages, and research has been continuing through online digitalization of e-teaching, e-tools, and classrooms, digital classrooms, and e-tools, different e-tools. Okay, important questions like we need to ask ourselves. Okay, anytime, just we have e-tools. This my current topic is e-tools, right? Okay, whenever you need e-tool for your online teaching, everything just we can compare from offline. Whatever just we were getting from offline, just we needed the same experience on online also, right? Everybody was teaching, teachers was teaching, and students were listening in the classroom, offline classroom. Now, if any student has any questions, like how they used to do, how they used to respond, okay, they used to respond by raising a hand, right? That's how the research is correlating with offline classes. Like whatever the tools we need for offline, and they are researching and creating in terms of e-tools. Not only a single tool, like multiple tools. They are starting with these 3 questions. Why do we need it? And what we should do it, and how? Why? Just it triggers by the problem. What is the problem do we have now? Why do we have in this way? And then what? What should we do it to overcome this problem? And how will it get done? Like, see, if you look at the app stores now on Google or Apple stores, like millions of apps are coming, right? At least every day. Okay, in the top 100 also, top 100 just the research has been continuing, and more improvisation is happening through every app, isn't it? Okay, this is a quick one. Just if you want to go with online, setting up your online teaching room, online classroom, these will be the quicker ones. What is the first one? Can anybody answer?
Google Classes.
Google Classes. Yeah, it's Google Classroom. Google Classroom. Just if you have Google ID, Gmail ID, you can create your own Google Classroom. Okay, it has all the features of setting up the classroom with the list of students with email IDs, and you can give assignments. You can take answers from them, and you can assess the answers, and you can give notifications to all the students from the classroom. So all the basic setup is there. It's a simple app. It's a free one. It's a Google Classroom. The second one is Zoom. One popular one is Zoom nowadays, right? Whoever are not using and whoever has more number of participants like are using Zoom. But like we need to be aware of all the features of the Zoom, like to utilize it up to fullest extent. Otherwise, like we may miss some features. Like we have various features, like self-paced learning, right? Just recording is available, and saving the data on the cloud is available on Zoom. And maybe we need to teach the basic features of Zoom or Classroom, whatever the e-tool we have, to the students, and teachers also should be knowing each and every feature with the help of the 3 questions we had earlier. Okay, what is the problem we are solving compared to offline versus online, and do we have this feature or not? If you just click it, if you just give that statement in Google, you will find a tool for sure, or you will find a feature in one of the tool. Nowadays, as on today, most of the features required to cover offline teaching are covered in various tools. May not be into one tool, but it's spread across multiple tools. These are the quick one to set up if you want to start your e-teaching, online teaching business. These are the quick ones. We don't need perfectionism to start any teaching business, right? Gmail is free and Google Classroom is free. Zoom is free for 40 minutes. Yes, we can get started immediately. We don't need to wait. This is the industry buzz. How many of you, I don't ask the question how many of you know, because everybody of know, majority of us might be knowing it. But like how many of you are using ChatGPT is my question. Can I get answer?
Yeah, participants can respond in chat box or microphone. Go ahead.
How many of you are using and why? How are you using? Why are you using? I have an interesting point to share. If I get at least 2 answers.
Anybody is using chat GPT tool for learning? Respond.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Chat GPT, we are using partly, may I tell you frankly and freely. If it is a paid version, then it responds very good. But if it is a free of charge version, then it is not, it is having its own limitation. It is creating confusion. So this is my observation, but I am using ChatGPT at some places.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Can you share like why are you using? At what purpose? For what purpose are you using ChatGPT?
No, two things are there. So sometimes I used to give problem which is there in the notebook unsolved problem, and I try for the answer. Correct, but sometimes it respond, this data is not there, I am assuming this, I am assuming that. So like this there will be sometimes multiple answer, and if you describe your problem in a finest way, you will get correct answer. But if your question itself is a vague, then there will be a problem of getting the correct answer. And trainer, they don't know how to frame question, and that's why they may get a wrong answer.
Exactly, sir. Thank you very much. Actually, you covered like whatever I wanted to cover, the little bit. Okay, the abstract of it. Okay, ChatGPT, as sir said, it is giving answers right, like when your question is clear. Right? Okay. Actually, whatever the question we are going to ask, we are asking for ChatGPT. Do you know what it's called? It is called prompt. Okay, actually it needs an expertise. Nowadays, it's a research is going on, and actually a lot of jobs, various like at least thousands of jobs are open for prompting. It is called prompt engineering. Asking question is not easy job. It's a separate job. It's called prompt engineering. Whenever our question, like how do you need to ask the question to ChatGPT, also important. But in our sense, in e-tools and teaching business, we need to use, we can easily use ChatGPT free version, which is 3.5 for our class planning or lesson planning. Okay, what is the topic and how do you want to plan your lessons? Just you can easily, you can freely use ChatGPT. Please come up with a lesson plan for photosynthesis. And who are your audience? Just you can specify it clearly. Okay, audience is 6th standard, country India. If you can be very clear with your prompt, it will give you prompt answers. And exactly how you want to convey to the students, like the exact lesson plan will be derived and given to you. That's the power of ChatGPT. in the teaching business, in the online teaching business, if we are not using ChatGPT day in, day out, I think we can be called as paralyzed, because it has so much power. Okay, as sir said, the paid version has its own advantage.
Yeah, I think some connectivity issue might be there. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Might be some connectivity issue with, but as sir is trying to underline the prompt engineering, actually it's very much interesting how to put the question, as Dr. Tarambade sir has also underlined. That's very important. And just let me check sir first. Just wait for 2 minutes. Just I will check him. Just wait for 2 minutes, then we'll continue. Just 1 minute. I will check him. Yeah. Sir will rejoin as some little connectivity issue is there. Meantime, as we'll see that chat GPT, just meantime, for example, let sir get connect. Meantime, we'll see, for example, how question is to be framed. Suppose, for example, I think a lot of power is there with the chat GPT. For example, here how we are putting the question. Then here most of the teachers may not be aware how you get this one-click prompt and the web prompt. So with this chat GPT one-click prompt here, you get the direct answers, but if you look for the web resources over here, then you'll get the correct answer over here, but at the same time, current web resources will be also underlined by the chat GPT, as Dr. Tarambade sir has underlined earlier the question in the free version and the paid version. So as Dr. Tarambade sir has also stressed the need that up to certain extent nothing bad to go for paying for our learning tools, as we are spending for our learning also. So the version here, if you go for paid version, then you may get better result, or if you go for paid version, then we may get a better result, as both experts explain the need about how to put the question properly. For example, suppose on this screen, if I need answer of my question, for example, what are the learning tools? Learning tools. If I say the question here, suppose for what are the learning tools, if you look for the chat GPT, then the current resources available on the internet, so all resources will be prompted over here, and at the same time the tools will be also described. So for example, if I say the stop generating, and if I put it suppose if I put it this web access off, and if I say, for example, can you briefly explain me about teaching learning tools. Teaching learning. I think sir has joined. 1 minute. Yeah. Rahim sir is joined, but the point here is if you go with one click, then you will get the correct answer. So I think Rahim sir has joined. Rahim, can you hear me? Yes, Rahim sir, can you hear me? Yeah. I think sir got some connectivity issue, but we'll wait for 2 more minutes. Yeah, Rahim sir, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Yes. Sometimes we are dependent on technology. So once internet issue has occurred, we can't have any option in front of us. But let wait for 2 minutes as he has given his time for us. So sir will brief about ChatGPT. Meantime, if anyone has any queries, or if you want to say something, they can speak in the chat box. Yeah. Yes, I think Rahim sir is in the meet, but he may not be able to communicate. Let's check for 2 minutes of time. He might be joined from some. Yeah, he joined. Can you hear me right now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead. Your ChatGPT slide goes on, and some technical difficulties occurred. So go ahead with your slide.
Sure,
then.
sure. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry
go ahead.
sorry for it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep. Okay. I don't know like where I left.
Yeah, ChatGPT you are talking about, and Dr. Tarambale sir has underlined need to have little paid version for learning, and the prompting. You told that prompting is again, he has solved your many problems. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is that's a completely different area, different zone of employment now. Prompt engineering. It's ChatGPT prompt engineering. It's not only for ChatGPT, like any AI tool we have in the market. Like people are looking for, like companies are looking for prompt engineers. That's where like we need to know like what exactly just we need to question to ChatGPT to get the right answer. Now free version availability is more. It increased compared to 2022, and it will be more going forward also. But like paid version has its own advantages. Like if you need to go for paid version, like it has its own advantages of there is no limit of questions you can ask in a day or in a session. It will remember your role. If you started one chart as you can say, I am a teacher. Okay, I'm Rahim MA, just working as a teacher for so and so grade. It will remember itself like your preferences. Whatever the question you are going to ask after that, it will respond like by keeping in mind like you are a teacher for 6th grade or 7th grade or 8th grade or higher classes, 11th or 12th. It will remember your preference. Like if you want to change your preference at any point of time, you need to key in. You need to prompt it on ChatGPT. Is it clear?
Yeah, participants can respond.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, actually, if you're not using ChatGPT from now, right, like it, please go ahead and explore ChatGPT. It's going to have a lot of advantages. It will make all teachers' job very easy. Okay, this is the industry buzz. Along with it, actually, I will explain more e-tools. Dreambox Learning. It's another AI tool where it will be used for fluency reading, silent reading, and mathematical solutions. You can just search, just because I'm showing logos, because it will be in our minds and we can go ahead and explore. Dreambox Learning, it's ultimate, like it has a lot of advantages. It creates a lot of opportunities. It gives a lot of information and data to the teachers so that we can present it very well for the students. Because we could have never imagined how we can present ourselves to the students, how we can present our lessons to the students. Earlier, we used one blackboard, a green board, but now you can use a lot of these digital tools, e-tools, inside classroom or for online teaching also. Even if we are conducting offline classes, we can all use these e-tools for additional learning, additional scope for the students, and making our teachers' jobs very easy. Actually, it will have a lot of exploration and it will improvise our way of looking at teaching. ExamSoft is another AI tool where you can conduct exams for the students. Every AI tool have its own free version and paid versions. But we can explore the benefits of free version and we can use it for less number of students. If you are going to start a business, teaching business also, we can explore these e-tools and it has their own advantages. Okay, more engagement tools. I got it quickly. This is Clash Dojo, a fun behavior management tool. It also gives parents visibility into their child's behavior. See, it's a completely fun behavior management tool. It's an online tool we can connect and how our students are behaving throughout our classrooms or throughout our learning journey. It will give visibility to their parents. Edmodo, a social media tool for education with a separate app for parents. It can be used for hosting homework. Kahoot is more engaging, gamified actually. Even corporates are using this Kahoot platform for quizzes, like conducting quizzes across the divisions, across the teams in corporate environment. We're using Kahoot. It's more engaging, gamified tool for students, which we can explore more. Seesaw, a student-driven digital portfolio with a separate app for communication with parents. If you explore each of them with those three questions, what exactly is this tool? E-tool is solving a problem, and how it is solving the problem, and why do we need to use it for our learning or our teaching business? Then it is very easy to collaborate all the required tools into one, and we can use them very efficiently and seamless behavior. Sounds right. This is actually, if you look at it, this app by the British Council can be used for focusing on pronunciation. How the kids are pronouncing. Focusing on the pronunciation, we have a tool, Sounds Right. Are we not improving the quality of our teaching with these tools? because it is making our job easy and improving our quality of teaching also. If you can incorporate one Sounds Right app into your daily, if it's English business, like English teaching, if we can incorporate Sounds Right app, that English teacher will be recognized very well, because everybody is not using that app in the schools. If you can stress on this tool, like it will be recognized, it will stand out from the crowd. Have lakhs of English teachers, but like if you can stand out, there's the reason. Like let's explore multiple apps and let's pick what is required for our purpose. If you look at Quizlet, useful for reviewing and reinforcing learning through exercises and games. Which ones can be used for kids? Which one can be used for higher classes? We can explore these tools and we can separate them. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, participants, if any interaction, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
yes.
session, 30-minute session on e-tools in teaching will not be sufficient, because we have hundreds and thousands of apps available in the market, which are not simple apps. Every app is now AI driven. That is more important to know. More AI driven apps are there. Like we need to explore these are the top apps I'm presenting for you, so that you can go ahead and explore them more and you can pick it for your purpose. What is the purpose? If it's an English teacher or the mathematical teacher, Dreambox is a mathematical solution. We have a mathematical solution. Also, fluency reading for English teachers and for mathematical teachers, Dreambox will be useful. Okay, these are more engagement tools. Okay, I completed. Actually, Turnitin is for giving feedback to the students. How you can give the feedback, right feedback to the students. That's another app. Crosspoint for questions. Like you can just for asking questions, for giving assignments. Crosspoint is another popular app. Copilot, if you can explore Copilot, it's ChatGPT has one alternative, is a Copilot for learning, for teaching. Okay? It's a fact that online learning is the future and will undoubtedly replace land-based learning in the future, right? It actually replaced 50% now, isn't it? It's given by Forbes. And I have some statistics to show like what kind of digital learning is important, what kind of digital learning is engaged with the students. Just from one of the survey conducted around 400 plus students in one organization, I got some responses, because which is like very important to know, so that we can prepare in the similar manner. Which of the methods engage you personally to learn digitally? If you look at the 447 responses, they're saying small group of work. Instead of individual assignments, if you can give the assignments for small group, which of the digital collaborations enable you to work on a specific task at ease? Again, it's a small group work. If you look at multiple responses, the answer is small group. Which of the digital approaches motivate you to learn? Animations. Archana madam has told us, right? It's a binge. We have many tools online. It's not only binge. We have many tools online to create animations, to create our cards. Okay, one more simple UI tool which we can use to create cards is Canva. Canva.com. If you can explore online now, you can create starting from birthday cards, any business cards, Any business animations you can create using canva.com, which is free. We have free version for more use, which also has paid version, but like free version works for us. My experience with online learning from home digitally. I'm learning in my own pace. Just now, one of the student from computer science and engineering responded, right? It's a self-paced learning. They're more interested at this because it become very easy. Which type of recorded video lecture is more effective for learning? Delivered by my faculty. If actually I wanted to focus more here, delivered by my faculty. If you give some video delivered by some expert, actually they're not feeling that's not effective. They're not feeling it's effective. When it is delivered by our own faculty, it's a video also, then they are feeling it is effective because they feel the touch. This is my final comment. If you are successful in delivering e-learning, this is for teachers, specifically for teachers. If you are successful in delivering e-learning, the learner won't even be like should they feel the need to be even be focused on e part. It's a misspelled. They won't even be focused on the e part. They will just focused on how awesome the learning part. This is what the intention of this session also. We need to focus on e part in e-learning. Students will focus on awesome learning. Any questions? Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity, sir.
I think Dr. Bhatia ma'am might be there. Ma'am, you want to say something? Yes. Yeah. Anyone participant? Bhatia ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. It was a very nice session. We have come to know about the tools, but if you could have another session where he can elaborate how to use
30
these tools,
minutes
that would be
was not sufficient, ma'am. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but being the time limit, but otherwise it was very informative. And this is the need of the time actually. We have to go towards these things that is there. Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So they are saying informative, and
Thank
as
you,
time is less, but actually it's only for 2 days. So that's a restriction for the time. So once again, I'm very much thankful to you for finding time, and actually, though we are learning daily, still I find something new in your presentation continuously. So it's a continuous learning process, and I took so many new tools which I am not aware. That's an interesting journey of learning. So I'm very much thankful to you for spending your valuable time.
Thank you, sir. A final comment because like it's a more informative. If you are not stressing more on ChatGPT while teaching, like really we will be considered as paralyzed, because other teachers, whoever spending more time on ChatGPT, right, they will stand out from the crowd. Yeah, ChatGPT is very much informative, very much useful tool for all of us in lesson planning. And actually, if you want to focus on some part of students also, right, some category of students, you can get more information. How you want to teach, how you want to convey the information rightly to the students. ChatGPT is powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights. So with this note, we are here to end our exciting and enriching day 1 of our virtual session. And today has definitely been filled with very valuable insights and the whole exchange of knowledge around e-teaching, e-education and e-learning. So we hope all the participants have found today's session very informative and inspiring. So as we conclude the day one, I would like to encourage you all to take on this opportunity to reflect on what you have learned and connect with us, and also try to exchange ideas and experiences that you have related to this. So we will look forward then to welcome you back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our day 2 workshop, where we will continue our learning process and engage in further discussions. So thank you so much all for your participation. We all wish you all a restful evening. Until tomorrow, stay connected, stay curious, and keep learning. Thank you so much, sir. So with this note, I will end the session.
Okay. Go ahead. Thank you, Rahim, once again. Yeah. Okay.